Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Nobody 2, and this is the sequel to Derek Kostad's new film series that he went into after John Wick, and you have director Timo Tjahjanto, who directs this film, this sequel that picks up the story of Hutch, whose suburban dad, a former lethal assassin, is pulled back into his violent past after thwarting a home invasion, setting off a chain of events that will unravel secrets about his wife Becca's past and his own. And this film, it's a fun follow-up to the first film. You get all of the setup out of the way, and this is a nice, lean, hour and 20-minute film that moves and moves and moves. It doesn't let up. It has time to breathe, though, and you have some moments where it's really trying to click into the heart of the film, whether it's this deteriorating marriage that they show through this fun, engaging montage towards the beginning of the film, and Odenkirk and Nielsen have good chemistry. Odenkirk is an absolute delight in this. He's so fantastic. He sells trying to be just a dad, but also sells this guy's gonna mess you up. And Connie Nielsen is strong in this, and she has some great layers to her as we figure out more about her past, about Hutch's past. And you have, right off the bat, they realize that they need to do something to really help their marriage, and Hutch is too busy, assassinating people. And this film really leans into the action, and you get some great action set pieces earlier on, including a wild elevator scene. But what takes the cake is the climax of this at this Plummerville water park and carnival place, amusement park. It is wild. It is so over-the-top ridiculous and so much fun. And you have this story that, you have the marriage challenges, you have Hutch being afraid that his son's following in his footsteps, and you have these different kinds of elements that come together and add the heart of the film. And then you have some parallels with a lot of extra added characters in this, and it does get a little convoluted with the levels of antagonists, but it's a fun, thrilling ride from start to finish. And it has a really good sense of humor. The physical humor is great. There's some good banter as well. Christopher Lloyd is the grandpa, just going full blown for the performance. One performance that did actually bother me was Sharon Stone plays the big bad of this town, who really has John Ortiz's sheriff in her pocket, and Colin Hanks is Abel, who thinks he should be the sheriff, in her pocket. She is so over the top that it gets cringy instead of fun. And I just feel the performance in many ways was a misfire and really took me out of the film a lot of the time she was on screen. And there's definitely some awkward balances of the tone, because there's moments where this gets really dark, but also other times where it's just really playful. But it's the over-the-top action, it's the over-the-top violence, it's the wild elements that really keep you engaged in this film, along with some solid work in terms of the heart of the film, this marriage, this father and his son, those elements. There's definitely a lot of moving pieces here in terms of different characters, and it's a strong cast, but it's one of those things where it gets a little convoluted, and the film it's a little simple, and sometimes it doesn't feel there's a whole lot of stakes to it either. But I do feel this is a thrilling, fun ride, has good sense of humor, has great action. Bob Odenkirk is excellent as always, has a good cast, with some of them getting to step up, but getting a little bit too crowded in terms of all the characters. But it's still something that you can invest an hour and 29 minutes in this and feel a little, laugh a lot, and just overall enjoy the thrilling elements of this film that really are the trademark of it. But those are my thoughts on Nobody 2. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.